folks, welcome to the next lesson. This one's on Jimi Hendrix, Wait Until Tomorrow. I played in the style of John Mayer, so if you're looking for the genuine Hendrix version, you're probably not gonna find it here, but maybe you can still pick up something for your learning process. It's also not the easiest song to learn, so you should be at least intermediate. And that's all there is to say, I guess. Guitar's in standard tuning, and I'm gonna zoom you in now and we get right to it. So we're gonna start this one off by doing the intro. For the intro we only need two chords. We need an E and a D. And what we do is we only take the three strings right here, we leave the root note out of this and do hammer-ons. Right now we're on the 9th fret and we're going to do two hammer-ons on the B string to the 10th fret and on the D string to the 11th fret. 2 times. So you get something like this. And stop the tone from ringing. And then you do another hammer-on, covering now all of those strings on the 9th fret, and do one hammer-on to the 11th fret on the A string. So you get something like this. And after you've done that, you play the open E string 2 times and stop the tone. Let it ring there a bit too much, but you guys just gonna stop it. And you do the exact same thing down here with the D. So again. You do all of this 2 times, and it would sound something like this. And from this you go right into your verse. Like this. Then slide from 7 to 9 on the E. Hammer on the D, 7 to 9, and on the A string, and now on the D. So we have, and then a rake across all the strings, leaving the E string open. Covering the strings, not letting them ring, coming from the bottom to the top. Then playing with your first finger D and G on the 7th, and with your pinky the B on the 10th. The rhythm is like this. And then you do one pull off and playing some other notes right here. Covering all those strings on the 9th with your first finger and playing something like this. Pinky on 10, ring on 9, pull off to your 7th and ending on the 10 with your pinky. Slowly. The only thing that changes for this progression is the ending. This is what you play here. You got multiple variations on this. One would be, this is one. It's 10, 9, 10 on the B, and ending on the 9 on the D. In conclusion, and ending right there. So I'm gonna put those two variations into one now. And another thing he does in the intro is something with the A chord. When you hear, what he does is, it sounds something like this. It's just outlining the A chord really. You plug like this right here, and what you heard there was, or were, these two strings, the G and the E string. This is the most important part about this. The first is the normal A chord, the E string on the 5th fret, and the G string on the 6th fret. First you hear those notes, then you hear these, both strings on the 7th, going back to this one. It's like a quick change. And then you slide between 7 and 9. So slowly. Only have to hear those two notes. We're gonna do that later on the chorus as well. And then another variation on this one. You just, after you've done that, just slide into the D chord. And then I always do this. I don't know what he does actually I don't know it, but I do this all the time. Normal one we had before, pinky on 10, and do two pull-offs on from the 9th to the 7th with your ring finger. This is what I do. I don't know what he does actually, but probably something like this. Sorry. This is what it has to sound like if you want to play it like this. And this basically covers all the variations we have. Then you can just end it up with something like this. And then you could end the verse right there. So I'm just gonna play through what I think he plays first. And this should conclude the verse. Next part we get into is kind of like, I don't know, it's an intro to the chorus, I guess. You probably heard that when you listen to the song. This is something like this. This is basically outlining an A chord. A right here. And what you do is take the Jimi approach to the A chord, leaving the bass note just gone and covering all those strings with your first finger on the 14th and then hammering on to the 16th. If we put it in context, has to sound something like this. could also play it right here. You may know that this is also an A chord in a C shape. And you could just take the last strings from the E chord here and do hammer-ons like we did in the intro. Do this right here. It's the exact same thing. But this time you only do it with the ring finger. You're not hammering on with your middle finger. It just stays there on the 10th and you do it with your ring finger. So then we get to the chorus. It only has 3 chords. It has an E, a G, and an A. But we're outlining them. So for the E you're going to do this. It's just playing open E string, doing 1 downstroke, and then getting into a slide on the G and E string from 2nd to 4th. And back, ending on the E chord, then we go straight to the G, playing it like this in Jimi style, so that we can do this hammer on. This is what we're going to do. You hammer on the G string from 2nd to 4th. So play the bass note, play the G, and do these hammer-ons. And do almost the same thing for the A chord. So slowly. One last thing to note here is a variation on the A chord. Sometimes he does this. We did that a lot now. It's just like we did in the verse when we variated between this. Do the same thing right here. And end on this. I think he does it after every second time he plays through the chord progression, I guess, in the chorus. I'm just gonna play through it. And after the 3rd time, you just finish it off like this. Yeah, that's basically it. Maybe one thing to note right here is John Mayer always does those vibrating things when you pluck your strings so that you have kind of like this wavy tone. It's kind of signature to his tone. Maybe you hear it actually when you listen to the original song. Just one thing to watch out for during this chorus. I guess you hear it a lot when he plays it. And after the third time, just this. I guess you all know what this is. The solo to the song, or the solo John plays, is just over those chord progression from the chorus. So the solo is over. This is what he solos over. And you probably, if you watch the first video, then you probably know that I'm not going to teach you the solo today, and I want to encourage you to play your own solo with this progression and make it really cool. But I do know that John's solo over this progression is really, really, really great. And if you want me to teach you the solo, as always, let me know in the comments, and if I get lots of requests, I will do a video on it. Now I'm going to play through the whole progression, but only play one chorus, and I'm going to play it slow so that you can play along. Here we go. So this was the lesson for Wait Until Tomorrow. As I said, it's an intermediate song, and you're probably wondering why I'm not showing you the rhythm and stuff. But I guess this is something you should be able to figure out by now. I showed you the basic stuff, the chords, the notes, and just listen to the song and play along and get the rhythm right. Just really feel the music and you're gonna get the rhythm. And I already told you about the solo. Let me know in the comments if you want to see the solo. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you have anything to say to me, please tell me in the comments. I'll look into it. And see you guys in the next video.